Hey, this is Natalie again from the Victory Log, and I'm here with one of our guest speakers of the next Brand by Speaking event, Catherine Schopfer. Catherine, why don't you tell us a little bit about your business? Who do you help with your coaching?
Yes, thank you, Natalie. Well, whom do I help? I help people who are facing cancer. And it could be someone who has just been diagnosed, or someone who has done the treatments and doesn't know how to rebound after that, or even family members, caregivers that don't know how to react and have their own emotions. So I help them, in fact, to get some tools and go through the challenge of cancer in a much easier way. Help them to reconnect to their healing power, because I believe medicine is one thing, but we can do also a lot ourselves. So this is what I do.
Thank you, Catherine. And the interesting aspect here, I think our audience needs to know, is that you're a food scientist.
Yes,
so you come from the scientific approach as well, and you kind of, what you told me, are doing a holistic coaching where you have all different kinds of tools in your toolbox for your clients to help them to overcome this challenge.
Exactly. So my background indeed is a food science engineer, and I'm also a certified coach. And what I do is I have a holistic approach, as you mentioned. What does that mean? It means that we look at the physical health, for sure, but also the mental, the emotional health, the spiritual health, because I think when you face such a disease, then there's some spiritual in that, and also the financial health. Finance is in our life. So that's
has a big influence.
It has a big influence. Totally. Yes.
Especially the lack of finances.
The lack of finance totally can stress you a lot, and stress is a big factor in a disease and in releasing stress in order to heal. Totally important.
Yes,
very important.
And what's the typical result that clients can expect when they're working with you in this cancer coaching?
Okay, so I would say a person that comes to me usually is quite sad, with a lot of emotions, a lot of fears, and we look at all the aspects as I mentioned, and then they trust life again. So what I see, and this is what I love, why I love what I do, is usually people come with with sad faces, and after a while, while working with me, they start to smile. They start to trust life again. They start to enjoy life again. And this is what is really important for me. So usually they get really tools, and they do changes in their lives, for sure. And they can use those tools. They know how to continue them after having worked with me in order to really thrive in life and connect themselves to their passions. Okay. I love passions. This is my passion. Passion are my passions.
Yeah, you're very passionate. Getting to know you, I know that now.
Yes.
And another thing, I mean, this is the little bit of a more softer results, but the tangible results that you told me you're getting with some clients, of course, this is not guaranteed, but some of them actually gotten over the cancer and in some sort of healing phase.
Yes.
What can you say about that?
I think everybody is different, so everybody is going to react differently. What I can say is maybe tell you just a short story of someone I coached last year. It was a 70-year-old lady who just got diagnosed with a breast cancer. And she came to me just after the diagnosis. And she was ready to listen to me and to implement what I was telling her. What happened is that she went through surgery, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, homotherapy, all the therapies. And let's say the only side effects that she got was losing her hair. Otherwise, she was really well, to the point that her daughter called me one day. And I remember that call, and she said, "Catherine, what are you doing with my mother?" I said, "Oh gosh, what am I doing with the mother, And he said, it's incredible. She has more energy right now going through chemo than before the diagnosis." And when I had the lady on the phone, because I was coaching her on the phone, 70-year-old, she didn't have a computer. And then she said, yes, even her doctor told her that he had never seen something like this. Somebody like her going through chemo, this kind of chemo, and having so much energy. So this is this is a story to tell you what I do, but
Yes.
everyone is different. So,
Yes.
but yeah.
Okay, wow. I think super important work, because what you told me is 50% of us have a chance of getting cancer in their lifetime.
Yes,
And that's a
that's
lot.
unfortunately the statistics of today.
That's a high background.
Yeah. Yes.
And what's your favorite thing when it comes to coaching cancer patients?
For me, it's to see this transformation,
Mm.
to tell them, to make them realize that they have the power. They have the power to take control of their lives. They have to own their lives, not to delegate it to doctors, you know, but really take their lives in their hands and decide what is really good for them. And then, as I said before, it's seeing them evolving, seeing them from being sad to being smiling, to enjoying life, to come and be, yes, passionate about what they do.
Totally understand what you're talking about. So you're going to be a guest speaker at our Brand by Speaking event, the next one coming up. And without revealing too much, what's your topic there?
So my topic, or the title, is the #1 silent killer. And you can imagine what it is. And I'm going to reveal some tools, and not only tools to avoid that silent killer, but also tricks and tips how to implement them. Because I truly believe that they're so simple sometimes that we tend to neglect them. And when you get the tricks and little tips for your everyday life, they can do a lot to prevent
Yes.
The silent killer.
So they don't become your clients.
They don't become my clients because, well, they do. In fact, I coach a lot of people who come before being very stressed in their lives and feeling. And I just, before our interview now, I just had a client, and it's exactly that. It's a lady who has a lot of stress, a lot of unhappiness in her life, and she knows that if she doesn't work on herself, something might happen.
Okay.
Not speaking about a disease, but something, and she feels it inside of her. And I work about the same way, avoiding, preventing.
So also people who have like a predisposition in their family of a lot of people had cancer.
It's not even because, you know, only 5%, I think, if I'm not wrong, of the cancer comes from the genes. But it's more epigenetic. It's more the environment and how your lifestyle that impacts your health and makes it come or not. So everybody who is conscious about their health and wants to avoid something like this, or any other disease, you know, it doesn't need to be cancer, it can be something else, then it's worth working on yourself and you know, in eliminating everything what is draining your energy.
Yeah, energy.
Yes.
Crucial element.
Crucial.
So where can people find you if they want to learn more about your work, Catherine?
I think the best is to go on my website, onlinecancercoach.com. And I'm also on Facebook, I'm on social media and all that. And the best, in fact, is to go on my website and book a call, a free call with me, because then I'm very happy to answer questions and speak more deeply on what I do and how I do it, and also can answer the question of the person about themselves.
Okay, so if you know someone who's struggling with that, then reach out and get some tips, because I think that can save lives.
Thank you. Yes.
Super happy. Any final tips or advice for our audience, Catherine?
You know, final tips, something I didn't mention, and I think it's important. I think in my uniqueness, why I do that is because I went myself through cancer in 2012. And it took me a while, or it took me, let's say, a few years to really rebalance. So everything I learned from me, this is what I'm sharing now with others. And I started about in 2016 to really coach people around that. So the final tips or tricks is, you know, look at your life. As I said before, what is draining you? What is what is draining you from your energy? And face it. Don't put your hand in the sand, and find some resource to get you out of that on a better way in order to thrive.
That's a great advice. I'm going to take that to heart myself. All right, Catherine, I'm looking forward to having you on the 26th of October in Zurich, and to learn about your tips and practical hands-on tools that you're giving our audience to prevent this silent assassin or killer.
Thank you. I'm
Right.
looking forward to be there.
Bye-bye, Catherine.
Bye. Bye, Natalie.